Hello and welcome to a new Scars episode. Today we will attempt to service this Nissan Qashqai 1.6 petrol and to change an engine mount. So join me. But first, a quick unboxing. Again, Autodoc. So, whether you could believe me or not, for oil and filters on this Nissan Qashqai and the engine mount. So my Mac decided to stop working at this point without me realizing, and I was just going to tell you that I have, for this box that includes all the oil and filters, I paid the grand sum of 63 quid, including the engine mount and shipping. I'm not sure where they come from, but yeah, bargain. So first thing first, this engine mount here, it's is the rear engine mount, and usually there's two more on the top holding the engine from one end and the gearbox from the other. But yeah, this is the bottom one, and as you'll be able to see in a minute, it was severely worn out, and yeah, I'm glad I replaced it. It's basically held in place by two 14mm bolts or 15mm, I can't remember precisely. But yeah, it was a very easy job to do, even for someone that hasn't done it before, really, with basic tools. So yeah, as you can tell, I had to use my breaker bar, as these bolts were properly held in place. Don't know whether they were a bit rusty or anything, but yeah, nothing that my braking bar can't achieve successfully by the looks of it. And after a quick fast forward, there it is, the old engine mount in all its splendor. That push that sits in the middle of that rubber, whatever that's called, it's basically coming out. So yeah, it definitely needed it replaced. Again, 3 minutes job to remove it, 5 minutes to put it back in, and that was it. Easy job done. So yeah, easiest job I think I've ever done to this car. Literally 10 minutes job to replace this engine mount. Easily done, really. So in order to obviously replace the old oil, as the car has been sitting for quite a while, and it's good practice anyway to have the old used oil nice and warm in order to drain it out. I just started the car while I was going to replace the air filter and the cabin filter. So in order to replace the air filter, it's literally two clamps holding the air filter housing in place. Just slot it out, and there it is. Basically just on and off, really. So always have a look in the air filter housing whether there's any leaves or any stuff like that might live in there, and basically replace it. This one looked alright, so After a quick check to make sure the air filters look about the same, I just pop the new air filter on and so moving over to the cabin filter, there's this plastic cover on the passenger side seat. Just remove that, and right at the back there, there's that's where the pollen filter lives. So it's quite fiddly, quite difficult to reach to, but yeah, it is doable. So there's a little plastic cover holding the pollen filter in place, and you can already see the little leaves and all the gunk coming from the pollen filter housing already. So yeah, it looked quite dirty, and it's always good practice to remove these two. I think they'll be easily missed by garages as they're difficult to access. So while I was trying to insert the new cabin filter or pollen filter, I came across an obstacle, and I was trying to find out what it was. It's just there's a connector there. I don't think I had that on the diesel Qashqai, but this petrol one seems to have a connector there that's right in the way of the cabin filter. So basically you just undo that clip, pop the new pollen filter in, and job's a good one.
See, where's this connector? I don't want it in the way. How inconvenient these filters are. There we are. No wonder no one changes them. No wonder no one replaces them. Okay, so that's in. And now let's put the cover up first. There we are. And now that connector, wherever it goes, that's in. And now this tube here that was undone, I'll leave the mess there as a statement. all the leaves, and now the cover going back on. There you go, one pollen filter done. And now the engine is more or less up to temperature, so I think that'll be a good time to drain the old oil. As soon as we switch the engine off, obviously. You need a 14mm socket. This was done quite tight, it shouldn't be. Oh my god! They're having a laugh. Why did they do it so tight? Bloody hell. There you are. There you are. And always good to check on the sun plug if there's any metal particles, but as far as I can tell there isn't any. Fine particles? No. Because this should be, in theory, magnetic. Okay, let that drain nicely. There we are. It's 1 and 2, and then there's a few 10mm bolts here. So this tray is out. There's the fuel filter in all its splendor, lovely and warm. So let's get the key around it. Ooh, that's nice and warm. How am I going to do this? In theory, this should be hand tight, but given how tight that sun plug was, I doubt it. I could undo it by hand. Let me try from the above. Nope. Okay, so that's loose. Let it drain slowly. So we've got control over it. The wind stopped for just a second, which is ideal. Now I'm saying that. There we are. There you are. Has this got a date on? We'll find out later. Apply a thin film of oil. Have a look. Apply a thin film of oil to the surface of gasket before screwing on. Tighten carefully. Start the engine and check for oil leaks. Tighten carefully, but I doubt it's should be really tight. I think it's just hand tight, if you ask me. Okay, so out with the old. So I opened new oil bottle and rubbed some nice fresh oil on this filter, and now let's see if we can get to screw it back on one-handed. There you are. That's tight enough. So now I think that's still dripping slowly, but I think it's not significant enough not to pursue with topping up the new oil. And now if we check the owner's manual, I'm sure we'll find the torque at what this oil sump should be tightened to, because Nissans are quite good like that. Drain plug tightening torques. So the M9R engine, that's not ours. Ours is the K9K engine. So engine oil filter tightening torques 17.7, no, 40 Newton meters. Hold on, what am I reading? Okay, install the engine oil filter unit by hand until slide resistance felt, and tighten additionally 2/3 of a turn. Engine oil filter tightening torques. It should say for the, oh, I'm so silly. So drain plug tightening torques for the K9K engine, which is ours. So the drain plug tightening torques for K9K is 20 Newton meters. So that's what we're going to be doing. So we got roughly 20. So we've got roughly 20 Newton meters here. 14 mil sockets. So let's try and tighten it then. There you are, that's it. Spray some brake cleaner there to clean the traces of oil. There you go, nice and clean. go. That's nice and clean. I'll fit the tray back on. That's the used engine oil, pretty black as you'd expect. We'll put that inside so it doesn't get rained on, and we'll take it to the local tip where we could safely dispose of it. And now time to top up the new engine oil, which is roughly 4.3 litres. So I don't know how we're going to measure this bottle. Oh, we've got litres here. So I need to go, this is full, so this is 5 litres. So I need to go just over 1, just below there somewhere. So we've got quite a bit of pouring. The good bit here is if I add too much engine oil, the sun plug is easily accessible. So I can drain it back out. So it's time to top up the new engine oil. I've already started, as you can tell. The manufacturer says we should add about 4.3 litres into this engine. So a tiny bit more. Okay. Check the dipstick to see where we're at. So you can see that it shows it's right up to the top, but we need to start the engine first and then check it again. As you can see in the bottle, this is as far as I remember, it's a 5 litre bottle, and I poured just below 1, so approximately 4.3 litres. So I think we could now lower the car onto its wheels and start the engine and then check the oil level again. So my number one question is, oil level okay? Started first thing. My number one question is, open the mirrors, which work. Let the oil circulate a bit. My question is, do we still hear that knock? That's it. That was the engine. That was the brakes. There's no more knock, I think. Obviously, I've got my car behind this car, so I can't really tell. Going for handbrake. Yeah, there's no more knock. So we fixed it. We fixed the knocking issue that was shown in the test drive. And that's it. So conclusions. So obviously people don't trust
DIYers when it comes to servicing a car. Obviously, I couldn't tell you whether that oil sump was tightened by a garage or by a DIY as I am. But I mean, obviously, I'm not a mechanic. But the thing is, it's so easy to just Google it. Something as important as the oil sump plug, because those sumps, they're usually made from aluminum. So if you tighten them too much, it's easy to just snap the bolt in or to cause a lot of damage, which is unnecessary. So a simple Google search would have told them how much to tighten the sump plug at. And with any bolt, really, I mean, more complex stuff you won't find it online, but with things like that you would. So bit of a shame there. This is what came out from the pollen filter, all that gunk and leaves. So yeah, but overall, yeah, the engine oil is nice and black. Don't know whether it should be any different. Don't know whether it should be any different. We've just put some new engine oil in, which we will check the level in a minute. And yeah, let's check for leaks actually. Look what I've done to my door. There's the oil filter there. Don't know if you can see, but I can't see any leaks. No leaks underneath here either. This is how you service the Nissan Qashqai 1.6 petrol. And this is how you change a engine mount too. So it was literally a 1 hour job. Easy as that. So all the cars are so much easier to work on. Just bolts and screws, not just computers and whatever. So yeah, until next time, all the best, take care. So we'll do this now. I think it's the 26th today. 76,609. Oh, that's when it was last done.